Hi Capricorn, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Capricorn, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you've got the Judgment card, which is always a card of profound change. This may very well be a week where it's not like the Tower, it's, you know, where it's just sudden and it shows up. This is usually something that we see coming, or it's something that is already unresolved, that we don't that we know at some point, we knew at some point it was going to come up, that it needed to be closed out. And this may very well be a week where you are closing something out at a deep level. It might be a moment at which you realize, okay, you know what, I'm ready to shift on from this, or I'm ready to move in a different direction now. The Judgment card is also a very spiritual card, and I think you can see that a lot more in this card than you can in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Interestingly enough, that's the deck that I've chosen for you today though. So it will be interesting to see what comes up. For those of you that are continued subbies, you know Raffi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you've got the Knight of Cups. So you've got this with the Judgment card. In a lot of ways, this is very much a week where you are thinking about bringing something to the world that you maybe hadn't... I kind of feel like this is something that is maybe unfinished. And so, you know, maybe this is, you know what, you said you were going to write your CV but to go after that job. It's not quite where you would like it to really be, but you've decided, you know what, I'm going to go for it anyway. I love it. I think this is you, in effect, taking a calculated risk or a gamble of some sort, which, you know, I'm always here for because I am an Aquarius, and that's kind of what we do. What I will also say as well, so usually this is offers, opportunities, you know, declarations that come in. Because it's in the actions and options, this is about you making the declaration. This is about you deciding to, you know, be the person that's offering something or putting something forward. So, you know, that could be nice. It's like you're getting on the front foot with something, and maybe this is you deciding as well this week that, you know what, I know this conversation needs to be had, or I know this cycle needs to be closed out, and it's you being proactive about closing that out. For your communications and conversations, you have the King of Pentacles. So a Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo male could feature for you this week. Doesn't have to be a man. Usually I've seen the the King of Pentacles that I've seen show up a lot for what I call like boss ass chicks, i.e. Capricorn people or Capricorn women. So you know, that could literally be you. But because this comes up with the Judgment card and with the Knight of Cups, this is a declaration this week. This is something that you are ready to share. Maybe it's something that maybe even a place in your life that you've decided to pivot. I actually really like this for a change of vocation. I really like this as well for some of you solidifying plans and deciding that you're gonna, you know, you're finally gonna move ahead with something that's been a long time coming in the background. I really like this for career advancement this week as well. I like this a lot. I will say, if you find yourself thrust into a position of leadership this week, this is a time, you know, or you're called upon, this is a time to really leverage your usefulness, you know, whatever that means to you. For those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, excuse me, I think for a lot of you this is closing out a learning cycle. you know, maybe not necessarily just in your studies, but just like in general. So that could be, you know, it could be interesting to see how it shows up. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is where I think this is going to show up as either some kind of promotion, talks around a promotion, certainly talks around you know, stepping into a bigger role in some way. And what I like about it is there's, you know, one thing about Capricorns that I love and simultaneously not loathe, but you know what I mean, is your, you know, your stubbornness, says he with 2 fixed signs as his major placements. But you get my point. And I think that rigidness to not changing your personality to fit the role is actually what's opened the door up for you. So this could be really, really nice. It's like, you know what, you're either going to give me this promotion or this new job or this new responsibilities or not. Either which way, you know who I am. I'm not shifting. I'm not changing. Like, this is who I am and it's not going to change. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, I like this for bringing old services back to the fore this week. So you could be bringing something out of retirement. It could also be a time where you're thinking about changing the culture within your business. Maybe this could be a time where you're deciding that in order to really step forward in a big way, you're having to take a calculated risk. You're having to take a gamble. For some of you, I feel like this is you know, offering somebody else a job or choosing to hire someone. For some of you, this might be going after extra monies or funds that you need in order to expand or grow your business. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, you I mean, I like this because it's like, in a lot of ways, I feel that this is just you saying, you know what, no, this week I'm not doing anything. This week I'm going to listen to what my soul or my inner self or my higher self, etc., actually wants to do right now, rather than having to be busy or to be doing something for the sake of doing something. I kind of feel like this is a less is more for those of you that are retired. When it comes to love, that is a reconnection. That is a blast from the past, if ever I saw one, potentially with another earth sign. It's very, very possible. The 6 of Cups is a very nostalgic, past-looking card. So it tends to be the past in some way. And the Judgment card, if you've been with me long enough, you'll have heard me say that is the blast. That's the true blast from the past card. And so this tells me, for those of you that are single, and possibly for a few of you that aren't single, there could be a reconnection with another earth sign here. And I think this could be, for some of you, and I've got to be honest, you guys know me, I don't say this very often. Usually when someone comes back into our lives, it's just so we can assimilate the lesson and move the heck on. But this week, I actually feel that if you are reconnecting with a fellow earth sign, this may be that one of you or both of you have shifted or changed enough in order for you to find new ground and to reconnect in some way. And I don't say that lightly. I realize what I'm saying. For those of you that are coupled, coupled, married, in long-term commitments, this is actually really nice, because the big changes that are coming in are happening within the relationship, but they're taking you and your partner back to a time where, you know, both of you were like, yeah, you know what, things between us are great. Like, I love my relationship. I love my partner. Everything's really good. And, you know, we can't stay up at that sort of level all the time, because that's not life. But there's definitely a reinitiation or a rebooting of the honeymoon period here, which is really, really nice. And for some of you, this could be literally the high school sweetheart. You know, there's a reconnection there somewhere, which is very exciting. And then finally, for your money and materials, you've got the Temperance card. Try not to be too optimistic about resources this week. Like, yes, money is good and will continue to be good from here right through until pretty much the end of the year, actually. But at the same time, I want you to... There it is. At the same time, I want you to keep your wits about you. because the Temperance card can bring drama. The Six of Cups can also relate to children. So for those of you that have children, and this has been a theme for a while, with the children becoming a little bit more expensive than they usually are. So it's obvious that there's some big milestone happening in a lot of the kids' lives. So that's something to watch out for. For those of you that are for your home and environment, the Temperance card is actually really nice, especially with the Judgment card, because it's like the home sector turns a corner this week. I will say though, Judgment with the Temperance card, this is like the peace that comes after the blowout. So, there could be a little bit of a skirmish going on. And then finally, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Temperance card is usually where we interact with a healthcare professional. So you could be seeing a doctor, a therapist, a counsellor, an osteopath, a chiropractor. My money is on the latter two, osteos or chiros this week. It's very possible because the Judgment card and the Temperance card, they tend to be things like that. For those of you that have had or have chronic health issues or challenges, this could be a week where you are interacting with a healthcare professional that finally finds an answer for you, especially if they're a holistic practitioner, because they're finding something that is usually overlooked by, modern medicine. Not to say that either one is any better than the other. They both have their place at certain times. And as I said, I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.